Now, here's something somebody probably never told you when you picked up a can of soda, and that is that it is packed with high fructose corn syrup. And your liver processes high fructose corn syrup the exact same way that it processes alcohol or liquor or beer. Not similar, the same. The only difference is that alcohol gives you a buzz, soda doesn't. But they both do the exact same damage to your liver. So if you're trying to lose weight and you're watching your carbs and you're watching what you're eating, you're doing everything right according to what you know, but you're still drinking soda or juice or tea, this video is going to change what you think may be blocking your progress. Because the problem isn't just the calories in the can, it's what happens inside of your body when this particular sugar hits your liver. So let's break it down. So you've probably heard the term of empty calories. And so most people will think that when they hear that term, we're talking about junk food, stuff that has little to no nutrition in it, but it fills you up. But that's only half of it. Empty calories mean zero nutritional value, none. No vitamins, no minerals, no fiber, no protein, just raw energy. And in the case of soda, that energy comes in the form of high fructose corn syrup. Now, high fructose corn syrup, or HFCS, isn't just in sodas or sports drinks or juices, but it's also in ketchup, it's in salad dressings, barbecue sauce, bread, crackers. It is everywhere in the modern food supply. So why does it matter specifically for your liver? So that raises a key point to understand, and that is that not all sugar is processed the same by your body. Glucose, the most basic form of sugar, can be used by almost every cell in your body. It gets distributed. It's used by your brain, your lungs, your liver, your muscles. It just gets distributed throughout the cells in your body. Fructose is different. Fructose is almost entirely metabolized by your liver. When you consume high fructose corn syrup, your liver becomes the mandatory processing facility for everything that comes in. So think of your liver like a mail sorting facility. So when glucose comes in, it's just standard mail. It gets sorted and sent back out to be used for energy for your muscles and your organs, your body in general. Fructose, on the other hand, is like a unstoppable freight truck. It backs up and just dumps everything right there on the dock. It creates a big mess, and your liver has to deal with it right there on the spot. Now imagine that same truck showing up 3 times a day, every single day, 7 days a week. It becomes a problem. Now, when your liver gets overwhelmed with all of this fructose or high fructose corn syrup, it does the only thing that it can do. It tries to use what it can, but with the overflow, it just converts it into fat. And that process is called de novo lipogenesis, which literally translates to making new fat. This isn't theoretical. Increased intake of high fructose corn syrup is linked to fatty liver disease, and the research is not ambiguous. And now some of that fat that's created by the liver through de novo lipogenesis gets shipped out into your bloodstream in triglycerides, which raises your cardiovascular risk. But the rest of it doesn't go anywhere. It stays put and builds up right there in your liver cells. That's how you develop what's now called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And what most people don't know is this is no longer just a rare condition. It's one of the most common chronic diagnosed liver disease in the Western world. And the primary driver is sugary beverage consumption. Now, fat in the liver is not inert. It's not just sitting there while you're trying to lose weight. It's actively interfering with your metabolism. Liver fat causes cellular stress and inflammation. Over time, that inflammation leads to scarring, which is the progression from simply fatty liver to a more serious condition called NASH, N-A-S-H. But before it even gets to that point, there's something else that's happening as well, and that is that it directly affects your ability to lose weight. Because when your liver is full of fat, it stops responding to insulin properly. And guess where the insulin response comes from? It comes from your liver. So imagine a house that's just completely cluttered and you're trying to get out of the front door, and everything is just blocked with junk. So you have the thing that's supposed to be regulating your blood glucose level, which is insulin, is being hindered because you have fatty liver disease. This leads to insulin resistance, and we know insulin resistance is the precursor for type 2 diabetes. And so for anyone who's trying to lose weight, we know that insulin resistance makes things 10 times more difficult to do that. Your body's stuck in a state where it's holding fat instead of burning it. So high fructose corn syrup isn't just empty calories. It actively clogs your liver, triggers fat accumulation, and hinders your body from its ability to regulate blood sugar, the exact mechanisms that control whether you burn fat or store it. Now get this, and the cardiovascular risk. So there was one study that was done that found that high fructose corn syrup consumption on a regular basis was associated with cardiovascular disease risk of about a 1.7. Now, for context, cigarette smoking comes in at about 1.6. So let that sink in. It has a higher risk for cardiovascular disease than cigarette smoking. So it's problematic, but there's nothing better than understanding, knowing what it is and what it does. It's about understanding what we're dealing with, because it's just a little sugar is one of the most expensive lies in the modern diet. So if you're trying to lose weight, 2 things that you need to start doing immediately. Number 1, stop drinking your sugar, because that's what these sodas are, or these sugary drinks are. They come in and they bypass all of our satiety signals. They do not do the same thing as solid food does. It hits the liver faster in higher concentration. It has no fiber to slow it down. It's an immediate dump of sugar on your liver. The delivery truck that just backs up and dumps the mail on the dock. That's what high fructose corn syrup is. It's like a race car on an open freeway with no traffic. So that needs to be addressed first. Second is become a label reader. High fructose corn syrup is listed clearly in the nutritional labels. So when you see it, that needs to go back on the shelf, or understand what you're consuming. Because again, it's the knowledge that will get you ahead of this stuff. Because protecting your liver from this stuff is extremely important. Your liver performs about 500 functions per day. It filters your blood, it regulates your hormones, produces bile for digestion, and manages your energy storage. It has a ton of functions. So your liver is extremely important, which is the thing that makes fatty liver disease so disastrous for our body. So when we make its job harder, everything downstream gets harder, including weight loss. So let's stop treating soda as a harmless habit and start treating it for what it really is, a daily metabolic stressor with real consequences. So I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.